Hello, this is Ernest Burley Jr., your certified financial planner, your chartered financial consultant, your NFLPA registered player financial advisor, your author of 2 books on Money Management Easy as 1, 2, 3, and Money Management from Grade School to Grad School. I highly, highly recommend and ask that you buy those books. They're being used in various states by various organizations to teach money management principles to children, youth, and adults. So go to Amazon, flood Amazon, and just make them flood my publisher and say, hey, we don't have enough books to send out. Please do that and ask all of your friends and family to do the same. I appreciate it. I'm also an investment advisor representative, so I manage a lot of portfolios. I have Series 6, 63, and 7 with securities licenses. I'm a licensed insurance agent also with over 30 years experience in the industry of insurance and over 25 years as a business owner. So I have clients all across the country, from the north to the south, from the east to the west, like I say every week. So state lines don't restrict Burley Insurance and Financial Services from helping individuals in the financial services arena or the insurance arena. So like I said, from New York to California to Alabama to Georgia, Florida, all over the place, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania. So I have clients all over the country, and I'm very happy that I'm able to do that, not just to be restricted to the area that my firm is located in. Okay, I specialize in wealth management, like investing, IRAs, portfolio management, things of that nature. Also asset protection, so protecting what you've accumulated. Asset growth, which means growing what you want to accumulate and continue to accumulate. Financial planning, whether it be basic financial planning or comprehensive financial planning. Insurance, all different types of insurance, whether it be life insurance, auto insurance, long-term care, disability, homeowners insurance, business, church, contractors, what have you, all different types of insurance plans, and also athlete management. So on the NFL side, I'm an NFLPA registered player financial advisor. And on the NBA side, I'm an NBPA certified player agent. So I can get, individuals opportunities to play in the NBA. Congratulations to the Golden State Warriors, champions again, okay? Boston Celtics, hey, you guys are talented, but only one person can win, right? So, hey, the purpose of the podcast is to educate, enlighten, and empower you with clear, unbiased, and objective information, so you can make the right decisions for yourself and for your family. It's all about that, your business, your church, or whomever you're connected to. Just have the good information so you can share and spread that information and make good decisions for yourself and for your own family, and also hopefully help others to do the same. All right, so today's podcast is going to be pretty quick also. It's titled 5 Steps to Pay Down Debt, okay? 5 easy steps to pay down debt. Quick and easy. All right, so I'm going to go over them real quick. Just go boop, boop, hit you real quick. All right, so the first thing we want to do is account for each debt. Account for all of your debt. So list all of the debts that you have so you can see them. You can visualize them, right? So I want you to include the lender, like whoever you owe the money to, the date of the debt, so the date you started that debt, the date of the maturity of that debt, so when that debt should be done with, if you're making your payments on time, etc. The interest rate that you're paying on the particular debt, the amount of the initial debt, right? So the amount that you started with, so you borrowed $10,000 or $5,000 or whatever it is, right? The current balance, so what you currently owe to pay it off, and the monthly payment, right? So I want you to include that information on your accounting of each debt. So know what your debts are and all that information for each particular debt. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to organize the debt. So now let's organize it. Let's list all of our debt from the smallest debt to the largest debt, okay? So your smaller debts, list at the top and go down to your largest debts, right? So $500 on this debt, $1,000 on this debt, $5,000 on this, $20,000. So start at your smallest down to your lowest. Let's organize it that way, okay? And I recommend you put this on like an Excel spreadsheet, some computer based program, so you can type in the information, save it to your computer and make changes however you need to make changes, but you can look at it and visualize it and see it right on the screen, okay? So step 3, we want to organize our payments. So let's look at all the list of our payments from the smallest payment to the largest payment. So $50 minimum payment here, $100 minimum payment here, $150 minimum payment here, $300 minimum payment. So list our smallest payments down to our largest payments. Let's organize our payments. That's step 3. Okay, y'all with me? Step 1, account for each debt. Step 2, organize the debt. Step 3, organize your payments. Step 4, big step right here. All of them are important steps, but hey, we're getting into the nuts and bolts right now. So step 4, we want to strategize. So I want you to look to aggressively pay down the smallest debt first, all right? The smallest debt first, not the largest debt. So after that smallest debt is paid off, use the old payment that you were paying towards that debt and snowball that onto your next smallest debt in addition to the payment you're making for your next smallest debt. And when you're done paying for that one, then you snowball those payments onto the next debt and so on. It's called snowballing. So say, for instance, if you had a small debt, had a $50 payment there, okay, $50, and you paid that off, right? So now you take that $50 you were paying on that smallest debt and add it to the next smallest debt. So maybe you were paying $80 on this next smallest debt. So 80 plus that 50, you're paying 130 towards this next smallest debt. You pay that one off, so you have $130 that you were paying on this debt, and maybe your next debt, that's a minimum $100 payment on that one. So instead of paying $100 there, you pay $230 on that next smallest debt. When you pay that one off, and so on and so on. Look at paying off the smallest debts first. Now, logic will tell you to pay off the debts with the highest interest rate because that's what's costing you the most money, right? If you're paying 25% interest on some particular debt, pay that one down first because that's costing you the most money. It's the highest interest rate. I get it. That's understandable. It's logical. But when you get a sense of accomplishment, I'm more towards that whole momentum thing and getting that sense of accomplishment and knocking off the smaller debts. So you knock those off, right? And you make another, take those payments to go to the next one and so on. And you're feeling great about yourself as you're knocking off those debts and you're using those amounts to be able to accelerate paying off the next smallest debt and so on. So I'm an advocate of doing that as opposed to looking at the highest interest rate first. I get the logic with that, but I like the snowball approach, the sense of accomplishment, the momentum. I like that way better. Okay, so let's do that. You get a continual dose of a sense of accomplishment and you're snowballing down those smaller debts to get to that larger debt. Now, step 5. Let's calculate a timeline. So this is our last step, step 5. Calculate a timeline. So based on you snowballing these payments, determine the date that you'll be done with paying all of these debts off, right? So you might say, well, hey, by June of 2024, as I'm doing this method, I'll be done paying for all of this as I use this 50 and this 100 and I keep paying off these debts and using these amounts to go towards the larger debts. Hey, I'm going to be done June 2024, or I'm going to be done August of 2025, or February of 2023, whatever. I mean, so that gives you a target date, it gives you a goal, and it even makes you feel better as you're knocking off these smaller debts and you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, right? It's going to give you an incentive maybe to even get there quicker, faster, right? So calculate that timeline and know when you'll have all these debts paid off. So you know by this date, you'll be done with all these particular debts. And that's it for our 5 steps, 5 easy steps to pay down debt. That's what I advocate. Hey, different strokes for different folks, but I think that is a very, very good way to pay down those debts, get yourself debt free, and have a sense of accomplishment about doing it and do it in an organized, strategic fashion. Okay, so that's it. So our recap is follow the 5 steps that I mentioned to pay down your debt, the 5 easy steps. First, account for each debt. Second, organize the debt. Third, organize the payments on each one of those debts. Fourth, strategize. And fifth, calculate the timeline so you know when you will be done paying those debts. And the takeaway is, you know, the momentum of doing this gives you a sense of accomplishment, and you have a target date, and you may be incentivized to even do it, pay it off even earlier. You might say, well, shoot, let me just add another $30 or $50 or whatever to this because you're like plowing through these particular debts. So that's a big takeaway as far as I'm concerned. The momentum will get you going will give you that sense of accomplishment, and maybe you even knock those debts out even earlier, okay? So I want to thank you guys for listening. I thank you every week for listening in. I appreciate you. I ask that you forward this podcast to others, all of your friends, your family members, your church members, your coworkers, your fellow business owners, all across the country, all across the world, really, right? The internet is global. So please forward this podcast to them and ask them to do the same. So when you forward it to them, say, hey, forward this podcast to your friends and family and church members and coworkers and fellow business owners or what have you. Please, please do that. I appreciate those that are doing that, because a lot of people have told me that they're doing that. So I do appreciate that. And hopefully that your friends and family, coworkers, or what have you, they're doing the same. All of my podcasts are on YouTube under my channel, Ernest Burley Jr. So just go to YouTube. You can click around in there. So I ask that you subscribe to the channel and ask your friends and family members and church members and coworkers, business owners, all of your acquaintances to also subscribe. Say, hey, check out this guy's YouTube channel, Ernest Burley Jr. Subscribe to his channel and click around in there and check out his various podcasts. I talk about everything from real estate to infinite banking to various tax breaks to whether you should buy a car versus leasing a car, or different opinions on that, how to increase your credit score. So beneficiaries versus wills and trusts. I talk about a wide variety of topics on my YouTube channel. Some of them are podcasts and some are just 1-minute snippets. Okay, so please, log on, subscribe, check out the various podcasts. I'm sure there's something in there that can help you out, or your family members, or whomever, okay? If you want to connect with me, very easy to do. You can email me at ernest@ernestburleyjr.com. It's just my first name at my full name.com. So that's ERNEST@ERNESTBURLEYJR.com. Or you can go to my website, ernestburleyjr.com or ernestburley.com, and reach out to me from my website. Or you can call my firm, 301-262-2600. Again, that's 301-262-2600. And we'd be happy to, help you any way we can, right? So that is it for the information. Since I mentioned information about me being a certified financial planner, investment advisor, and talked about financial planning and my securities licenses, I have to go over these disclosures, right? I have to go over this disclosure real quick. So let's knock this out really quick, okay? So here we go. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., 13621 Annapolis Road, Bowie, Maryland, 20720. That's where my firm is located, right outside of DC, even though I service the entire country, clients across the country in various capacities, whether it be financial services or insurance products and services. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Next Financial Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc. is not an affiliate of Next Financial Group, Inc. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. All the views expressed are those of Ernest Burley Jr., moi, and Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., and not those of Next Financial Group, Inc. Next Financial Group, Inc. does not provide tax advice. So that's it for my disclosure. That's it for the podcast. Short and sweet. 5 easy steps to pay down debt, okay? I look forward to speaking with you again. Hey, until next time, y'all take care and y'all be safe out there, okay?